All right, for segment 2 today, I'm going to cover Transdimensional Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I thought this was going to be a lot easier than it was, because I've run Transdimensional TMNT before. But no, the hard part was actually getting the PDF for this. So yeah, unfortunately, you're going to be looking at a bad copy PDF as I do this. But we're going to talk about Transdimensional TMNT, especially with the Palladium. Now the backer kick's open, and we're all excited about getting our TMNT Redux. Well, let's look at what the original Transdimensional TMNT has to offer and how you can use that in any of your games. The best tabletop RPG groups follow these core values to respect the campaign setting, the game, and the people at the table. Refer to the URL in the video's description to donate to the charity we support, the Wounded Warrior Project. Sunday on Rumble and YouTube, we provide tabletop RPG game, system, and setting overviews. Then on Friday, a panel of guests editorialize on the TTRPG hobby as a whole. Thursdays and Saturdays are when Heathen Dog leads his Dirty Casuals video game squad on twitch.tv/Legion of Myth. Please like and share this video with your friends and on social media, and subscribe to Legion of Myth for more tabletop RPG content. All right, there we go. There's the cover. Look at you, Heathen Dog. You got some just Traveler fans. They're bailing on me.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go watch Traveler stuff now later. Punk.
All right, well, that's cool.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for sticking around for my stuff and bailing on Max. I love it. I want more.
He does. All right, so let me get my note cards. So this is going to be an interesting 3 videos that we splice this into, because they theoretically aren't long, but I also have a funny feeling they are going to be kind of long, and I hope Heathen Dog has his percentile dice ready to go. Oh. He's going to need them. So Transdimensional TMNT, what is this book about? Well, it's about 2 things. It's about time travel, and it's about dimensional travel. So for the little blurb I put for this on Discord, yeah, it's Doctor Who, a little bit too much so, meets Sliders. Now, is it as cool as Phase World from Rifts? Probably not, but to be fair, this is before Phase World, and it doesn't have 45 books that comes after it either. You know, it is its own thing. So I'm not going to zoom in on that. So you do need Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness to play this, or you could get by with Heroes Unlimited. So let's take a look here. What do I want to do? I'm going to start off by reading. I'm not going to read this whole thing here, but whoo! First, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness, the original rules for a radical new role-playing game. Then, After the Bomb, introducing a post-Holocaust world dominated by mutant animals. For use with TMNT or Heroes Unlimited, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures was next. Believe it or not, I don't have Adventures, Galaxy Guide. I had the TMNT and Other Strangeness book, then literally everything else I had was just After the Bomb stuff, because I used it. I mean, that's what I was interested in. I've always been interested in post-apocalyptic. So I never had, Turtles Guide to the Universe, Truckin' Turtles. So I'm looking forward to getting that new stuff. But anyway, so here we are. We have the 7th book in the series, Transdimensional Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this has always been one of my favorites. But to be fair, it's a little love-hate with this. It's favorites because I think I understand the Palladium mindset, and if not, well, Kevin and Sean can yell at me later. But let's look at what I mean by that. To be fair, what I mean by that is that you aren't supposed to use it word for your word. You're supposed to use it in the style that fits your table. They're always very, very open about that. Well, what do you think you should do? Well, we want you for the answer. Oh, what do you think you should do? And if you ask them any questions at a convention or so forth, that's what they're going to say. Like, Kevin, how do you run this? Well, what do you think you should do? Or this is how I do it in my games, but that doesn't mean you're locked into it. So, and this book is the epitome of that. So, you know how to do the 8 attributes. If you're fans of us, we talk a lot of Palladium, so you already know how to do the 8 attributes. Yep, this is a bad copy. You can see the text on the other side. But now we have this new thing, cause of mutation. Go ahead and roll percentile dice.
All right.
And we'll find out why this matters.
6.
06? Like
5,
6?
6.
Oh, 56. Okay. You're a time-traveling character. See the second section. Good. I was hoping you didn't roll a contemporary character. So that's good. So this is where things will become a little bit new. Contemporary character is just basically you're rolling up a TMNT character. So a little bit different causes, yes, but... another thing you're going to notice about this book is it says old system and new system. This is still back when revised was kind of new. So, and remember, there were 2 versions of TMNT. There was the original, and then there was the revised, just like, Heroes and Limits on a full 2nd edition now. But I had revised. So, revised uses the new system that you're probably more familiar with. The old system, which I've never actually done, is got high school skills, college skills, and secondary skills instead of programs and so forth. So, just if you see that in there, this book is compatible with your really old school.
Time travel.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you're a time traveling character. Go ahead and roll again, percentile dice.
100.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding.
Let's see what that is.
Wait.
Oh, I believe you. Here we go. Adat. You are a scientist or observer. This character is from sometime in the distant future. Did I not say that? Did I not say that when we started the live stream today? I knew. No. This character is from sometime in the distant future, far beyond the 3rd millennium barrier. We're not going to talk about that, but just because there are reasons why. So a little spoilery, but also your game master might do something different. But yeah, you actually can't go forward past like 2988 or something like that. Like you can't go farther in the future than that. So anyway, the character's from sometime in the distant future, from far beyond the 3rd millennium barrier. Weird. How did you do that? And is visiting the player character's time to gather data on quote-unquote primitives. That sounds so much like Heathen Dog.
Yep. That's exactly what I would call you. Yep.
However, the character has been brain edited to avoid contaminating the past. As a result, the player character knows absolutely nothing about the future or about time travel technology.
Okay, all right, stop. I'm not volunteering for this.
You got voluntold?
God dang it. I don't like that. How am I getting home?
Home?
How am I going to get back with the knowledge I'm supposed to acquire?
Home? You're home. You are home.
No.
You're writing notes. You're going to leave them in time protected. I don't know. Well, the character comes fully equipped with a $15 million worth of time machine. We are going to talk about that in the 3rd video. 30,000, so 3d6 times 10,000 worth of equipment, weapons, supplies, cash, and from 5d6 times 10 or 5d6 times 100 in pure $50 gold coins. You kind of figured that people on Earth like gold, so why not, right?
Sure.
Roll on the future animals table. Now, this is where things in this book get a little different than TMNT. A lot of things in here already provide you certain looks. Because if you remember, there's biped, hands, looks, and speech.
Well, look right here. Human looks full for free.
Right. But it also, it comes with that. It also sometimes comes with BioE changes. You might get extra or less BioE points to spend for your character. So he got just human looks full. Because obviously, if they want him to go to past me an observer, they want him to look. He might look like a blob monster. You don't know.
Yeah, we can't have that. People would freak out. Can't
right.
Have that.
He gets a bonus of +5 on IQ.
That's
nice. Crazy. +8 on ME.
That's good too.
And +15% on all
that
skills.
Is amazing. Oh my God, that's on top of that IQ bonus I'm probably getting.
Right. Now,
Damn.
Did you know? And so you notice how hard it is to get there. You have to roll a 98 to 100 to get this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not like this is an easy thing to get. And notice it said 15% on all skills. Didn't say all scholastic skills. That includes secondary skills.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you get for your skills? You take any 3 time travel skill programs. We'll look at those in a bit. Any 4 additional 7 skill programs. Name another. The PhD doesn't even get that.
No, I think the only one that gets equal or more is the Gizmo guy in Ninjas and Super Spies. He gets like a whole crap ton.
So now time travel skill programs are tied directly to this book. The other additional skill programs are from the TMNT book. So and 9 secondary skills, and not part of that, any 2 weapon proficiencies, either ancient, black powder, or modern, because hey, they're sending you back to Earth.
Yeah.
So already he is.
I'm killing it.
You are killing it. All right. So does it say here animal type? Okay.
Future animal.
Is there future animal? Future animal. There it is. Yes. Go ahead and roll.
28.
28. You're a dog.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. Now, dog is going to be in the TMNT book. You're not going to have it here, so we're not going to look at all the abilities.
Future animal, though. How come I didn't?
What's that?
I want a future animal. Isn't there like a Pegasus or something?
No. So I bet you the new
regular animal.
It is, but if you notice, a lot of them are experimental animals. They're also animals that spend a lot of time around humans.
Okay.
So, anywho, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. So, BioE growth, if you guys remember, you can go watch the old After the Bomb videos that I have that talk about that. Equipment, supplies, and money, and rounding one characters out. We are not going to get into that because it's just TMNT. This art isn't like in every book now. I think this is the first one that was put in. By the way, generally speaking, I don't like this artist.
No.
This
is the mutated human, right? That's what
this is this is the mutant human, and I have actually tried to make this little balloon guy over here. You can do it. Don't do it. Okay. So this is what happens when a human is evolved, has all its BioE points taken away from it, has no looks, no speech, no biped, and no hands. Why would you do that? I don't know. All right, make sure I'm doing this. It says read the first 2 paragraphs on page 11. Did I skip? Oh, here we go. No, it's right here. First off, all right, yeah, it's about to look at perfect timing here. We're about the mutated humans, right? First off, this is not a substitute. Oh, the reason I'm reading some of this stuff is because of the conflict between TMNT and After the Bomb when it comes to powers and abilities and psionics versus Heroes Unlimited and actually have an ISP and playing a class. So I like to put these points out there for folks to understand that this is different in that regard. So first off, this is not a substitute for the superpowers described in Heroes Unlimited. For one thing, most of the individual powers are not as potent as those in Heroes Unlimited. In other words, you can buy more than one power with BioE points, just as animals can, but all these multi-powers are scaled down considerably. Psionics for multi-powered mutants is also different. Like that in TMNT, it requires each and every psionic to be purchased separately with BioE points. This does not make them equivalent to Heroes Unlimited Psionic class characters. Pure Psionic characters, Heroes Unlimited style, have the ability to pick and choose among all the various Psionic abilities. This is offset slightly by the ability of multi-powered and animal mutants to use their Psionics without having to count ISP. That is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They're weaker, but you can use them. The only other rule is you can only use one at a time.
Yeah, but you can use them over and over and over and over until you get tired from something else. Because that's never going to make you tired.
All right, so let's take a look at the human mutations. So, human size level 10. Well, that's standard human is about size level 10. Okay, so total BioE 0. Why? Because you're already in the pure form. Mm-hmm. BioE points are for mutants. So you want to be a human mutant, you have to start devolving. So you have automatically full hands. That means you can grasp things. But if you don't like the idea of having a thumb, if you want to, do something different and have penalties to grabbing things, you can gain 15 BioE points. If you want to have no hands, you just got a paw or something that doesn't clasp.
Flipper.
It's just a flipper. There you go. You can have none. But then it gives you 30. Now you might say, hey, Max, I've played TMNT before. That's giving you a lot of points. That's crazy amount of points. Yes, but also remember what you're going to get for these.
You can't scratch your ass.
You can't scratch your ass, but you're going to. Well, you can't. Actually, you can. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a moment.
I don't have fingers. Why do I have nails? No.
Psionics.
I can rub my butt, but that's about it.
You're going to use these points for your psionics.
Yep.
So biped, same thing. We're not going to go through all these again. Go watch the After the Bomb videos. You want to know what all the BioE points. I thought the looks one was funny though. For 5, you lose 1 in physical beauty.
All right.
For 10, face and body become hairless and featureless. You see that up here. Oh, here we go. Blob boy, right?
Yeah.
But see, the nose is tiny bump with 2 holes, eyebrows gone, mouth. Other humans will see the character as a strange monster from outer space. You're not hiding. No, I'm human. No, you're not.
Nope. Sorry.
Penalty, reduce physical
BS on that.
Yeah, right. And you should call BS on that. So then it goes into the psionics, and I think I said pick 1. No, I didn't. I actually have 2 that I want to look at specifically. So human mutant psionics. So these are what you're gonna be spending those points on. So let's just say for whatever reason, Heathen Dog wants to be able to walk, he wants to be able to talk, and he wants to look like a kind of a normal human, but for whatever reason, he doesn't have hands. He's.
Hey, I was a flipper baby. What
There you go.
was that drug? Thamaldehyde or the middleide, something like that. Whatever it was, it caused deformation. All the babies in like the 50s or 60s or something. I I was the future equivalent of that.
He can spend using those 15 or those 30 because that's right, we went all flipper boy. He can spend 30, so he can do 10 to alter Ori. We're not going to read all these. There are two I'm going to look at. He can astrally project. Look how long that is. 25 bio E points where it is pretty powerful though. Detect psionics, see aura, hypnotic suggestion, mental assault. We're actually going to look at that one. First, he can spend all 30 bio E points on mental assault. Wow, that's expensive, right? This is a direct mind-to-mind psionic attack. It does no physical damage, affecting only the victim's consciousness. Failing to save against mental assault means being knocked out immediately. That, in a Palladium game, is
powerful, yes.
And remember, he can do this. Boom, 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 boom.
All day long.
Yep. Recovery takes 1d4 minutes. No hit point or SDC damage is caused. Now, we're going to get to some other stuff about psionics in a little bit here. But yeah, now what does the person have to roll? Well, in TMNT, if the person has psionics, it's a 10 or higher. If the person doesn't have psionics, it's a 15 or higher. So if he's doing it against normies, he has a 50% chance every single actually really a 55% chance every time of going pop, 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 pop and just knocking people down. This is a powerful ability, and I learned that because one of the characters in the game took it, and I didn't realize what that meant. It was so Technomind, and that was the other one I want to look at.
Technomind's right there.
Yeah, Technomind is interesting, and this is one of those that I find very useful, and I like it when players take stuff like this. Character has the ability to communicate directly with computers and computer-directed machinery. So you can talk to your car. Actually, in today's world, because remember, this was written in 1988. In today's world, you can basically talk to your house. Talk to everything, right? This includes robots, modern cars, the ones with onboard computers, all of them now.
All of them now, yeah.
And computerized factories. This can be done by touching the machine itself or by modem. If the link, modem link, if the machine is also equipped with one. Wireless. I mean, today you've got wireless. You're equipped with one. Yeah. Does not work by radio. Oh,
it does. No, now it does. Now it would.
You think so?
Yes. If we were to update this power to 2024, yes, Wi-Fi would work as well.
Okay. You know what I would do? Being very pedantic, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to argue with that. I would say Wi-Fi no, Bluetooth yes. Reason being is I don't want people Wi-Fiing to stuff that's, in the other side of the universe. I'll give you that 30-foot range, but I'm not giving you beyond that. But that's very pedantic for modern, Once the link is established, character can examine any of the machine's data or programming and can completely reprogram the machine. Ooh. You just tell it to do other stuff. Performing a technomind with a sentient machine, one that has reached the level of self-programming and self-awareness, will mean the psionic can communicate directly and silently with the machine intelligence. Hey, Archie. But cannot reprogram it.
No.
This does not include the ability to control machines. Look, all you have to do is reason with it, man. You're chat GPTing right now, right? For example, dumb machines without electronic brain controls will not be affected, but you can reprogram it. And machines with the personality, like robot player characters, cannot be made to do anything against their will. But you can have a conversation with them.
It only costs 10?
Yes.
That is way underpriced.
Okay. But for 1988, it's not.
Okay, for 1988, 10 may be fair. But for now, that thing should be 40. That's right. Crazy.
Hey, we got a super chat. Go ahead and throw that up.
Throw that up, super chat. Bam. Thank you, Grizzly Beardo.
Thank you very much. $20. Thank you very much. Wow, that's awesome. You want to read it or you want me to?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Thanks for covering this book. It gets overlooked a lot. Yep. I'm a little jealous that you got to run a game with this. How'd it go? And here's 10 more bucks to show the Renee cheesecake shot on page 39.
Okay, we'll get to that. Oh, yeah, I do not like. I was going to actually skip Lord Simultaneous and Rennet or Renee, however you want to pronounce it. I was going to, but we got paid for it. So page 39, Heathen Dog will remind me when we get to page 39. All right. So how did it go? Well, the quick version is this. I've actually used this multiple times. Very similar in how I've done it each time. Were you in my TMNT game where I ran?
I wasn't in the Transdimensional one. I was in a regular one.
You were in the one where because I thought that was the mom one also, because I know you were in the mom one. Where you guys went to the end of the world, you kept meeting the same guy over and over again.
I don't recall.
Okay, that's fine. I don't expect you to necessarily. But that's yes, I have run it multiple times. Most of them went well, but that's because I didn't focus on this book. Also, you have to understand I have a ton of rules. Like I don't allow psionics. Sorry, I talk about this when we covered After the Bomb. The characters are mutant animals. They're not mutant humans. They don't have psionics. They're going to use their animal powers, and then we go from there. I run a very serious game too. I don't try to turn it cartoony as much as I can. But, the players always seem to find a way. But I would say most of the time it went well. I had a couple times that it didn't go so well, but that was on me, not the players. So. But yeah, this is a great book, and I want to say this. I said at the beginning, this is a great book for you to get ideas from. It is not, in my opinion, it's not a great book to just use verbatim.
It's an a la carte book.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, a la carte buffet, 100%. Okay, so next here it says, read prosthetic. Okay, yeah, Psionic. So this is where where I think in After the Bomb it says you have to, if I remember correctly. I don't like that, but. It's zoomed in on that screen, but not my screen. What is up with that? That's funny. Okay, anyway, a couple of important limitations of the human prosthetic psionic are, like other mutant psionics, the character can perform only one psionic ability at a time. So if Heathen Dog is using his psionic arm to scratch his butt, he cannot mentally attack other people.
Oh.
In other words, while a character is using telepathic transmission, he will not be able to use ectoplasmic hands. Available only to physically disabled characters. So, Heathen Dog's hands. You cannot take these. Basically, your body, your mind does not form around. How do I say this? These aren't like selected powers that you can learn. These are natural powers that came to you out of necessity. Necessity is the mother of not invention. Necessity is the mother of psionics. Necessity is the mother of mind over matter. But ectoplasmic hands, and again, we've seen a lot of these in After the Bomb. A lot of these reported After the Bomb, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on this. But
so I could get booger hands.
You could get, yes, you could get booger.
Sweet.
Okay, we're gonna skip that because no, let me talk about these. You can get human mutant powers. These are not psionic abilities. These are powers like the animals get. Adhesion, advanced taste, electrical field. A couple of these are good. Electrical field, yes, it is what it sounds. Energy, resistance, advanced vision, advanced touch. Great darkness. Actually, I wanted to look at that one. But here we go. Extra IQ. I wonder if Heathen Dog would spend money or spend bio points on you. I have flipper hands, but now I have plus 10 to my IQ.
That is hard to pass up.
Very hard to pass up.
Real hard to pass up.
And you can have extraordinary mental endurance, plus 10 to ME, but a mutant with ME of 12 would become a character with ME of 22 and would then have a plus 4 to save against all psionics. So he could mental assault everybody and nobody could mental assault him back. So you can create force fields. Zone of darkness can be created around the character. The reason why I wanted to mention this one is if you think about a mutant human, right? I could see genetically your eyes get better or your sense of touch gets better. I could see you getting smarter. I can see some of these things as you're devolving, that whole incorrect, but it's that concept of like, well, if I can't see, I can hear better, that thing. But where does create darkness come from? How is this an ability that you get for devolving? But a zone of darkness can be created on the character, extends up to 12 feet plus 2 feet per level away from the character in all directions. The character doesn't even have to be inside the darkness so long as the edge is within 12 feet of the character. So you can put other people in it and stand outside of it. The darkness will persist for up to 6 minutes. Wow. And can turn it off at any time. Only the mutant character can see clearly in the dark area. Oh, really? So not only can I pop this around me, I can still see? That's like having 2 psionics in one.
Yeah.
Just as if it were illuminated by a soft light. All others in the area of darkness are totally blind and have -8 to combat abilities. Funny because that's a -10 rule now. So one drawback of this power is that it's instantly recognizable. I mean, you actually look at, hey, there's a big dome of black.
Yeah, big dome of darkness. I saw this in a sci-fi movie once. We should move.
Right. And it's kind of, anyone outside the radius effect will see strange black sphere appear when it's used. Of course, at night or in shadowy areas, no problem at all. 20 bio E points. I just thought that one was really weird to be a human mental.
It is. I don't like that.
All right. The hominidon. I can never say this one. I know I should be able to. Basically, you're a Neanderthal character that mutates, and I don't care. I don't.
Oh, what was that? What was that DC character? God, he's a Neanderthal that became immortal, and so he's still alive now.
Well,
I forget his name. Blank on it.
Well, I'm not a superhero. Let's get to what every kid wants to see.
Mutant
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So, because most dinosaurs are so large, they start off with no BioE points. Here's the thing, and the game tries to balance this. I don't know if it does it effectively or not. Jury's still out. Some people say it does. I don't think it does. I don't care, though, to be fair. Oh, there you go. I've never heard of them, but I also do too. Superheroes. They try to balance it by making it cost more to downgrade your character, because theoretically you could just find the biggest dinosaur and then go hands not, or I'm sorry, shrink yourself down to a normal size, and you have like 1 billion points to spend. You can get all the powers.
Yep.
So what it does instead is it makes getting full hands be 15 or 20 points. So it's not quite as easy to do that. I still say that you can, but you know what? It's hard to roll a dinosaur, so I kind of don't care. And there you go. You can see size 25, dude. But you lose 10 IQ. Apparently, when you get too big, you get dumb.
Well, yeah.
Get that walnut-sized brain. But I'll take a plus 19 to my physical strength. All right, so Heath, now pick one. Pick your favorite dinosaur. Just one.
Let's go with, is there a Brontosaurus in there?
It's funny you say that, because I love the Brontosaurus, because anybody who actually studies dinosaurs will tell you the Brontosaurus is not a real dinosaur. And I like saying, screw you, we got a Brontosaurus right here.
There it is.
Brontosauroid. I'm not going to read the description of it. It doesn't matter. So, but let's look at its stats. All right. Size level 25. So you are the maximum size, 75,000 pounds, dude. Get off that scale. It hurts.
I'm a thick boy.
You are a thick boy. Build is medium. You're not that thick.
Oh.
If you're short, you would have been really thick. But yeah. So total BioE is 0. Why? Because you're size 25. Now look at this: 30 for hands, 15 for biped, and then normal 10 for speech. So you're spending. There's 6
55.
size levels right there, and another 3 size levels right there. So you're dropping yourself by 9. So you're down to 16. If you just want to be I'm sorry, you have to have the 10 also for speech. So you're down to 14. And I'm going to tell you something. This game does this a lot. TMNT loves that 14 breakpoint. You'll see it in a lot of different animals and characters. So now you're down to size level 14. Now you're usable. You can fit in the elevator, but you'll have no powers or abilities. Like, what kind of powers or abilities? Wouldn't you want a whiptail? I mean, you are a lizard man, right? Want thick skin for 20 SDC?
Sure.
Especially in Heroes Unlimited, you're like 20, whatever. But in TMNT, 20 is dang near doubling a lot of characters. Light natural body armor. AR6 is meaningless.
AR6 and AR9 is not blowing my skirt up. I mean, it is not sexy. All right, it is just whatever.
The
I mean, the AR9 is only 1 higher than a ranged attack on most ranges. So, what the hell? It's pretty worthless.
Yeah, it is. If I remember correctly, the original TMNT had a little bit different rules for combat that made it a little bit more useful, but not by much. But the SDC is what mattered. So there you go. You're like, there aren't a lot of powers here. Hey, to be fair, if you're used to After the Bomb, you're used to seeing a ton of powers. TMNT didn't have a ton of powers. The original one, it didn't. And so this is spot on with it. So, and there's Heathen Dog with his spear. That's no looks, full legs, probably full speech, and full hands. That's what he would look like.
No, that's definitely not full speech. Look at that face.
You might be right. All right, let's. And there are a bunch more in here. Again, I'm not enthused with the art in this book. The cover art is great, by the way. The cover art is one of the best ones ever done, I think, for playing. Have you seen it? What page are you on? 23. Let's go. Let's bring this back up. This cover art is fantastic. I hate to say this, but I think this cover art is better than any of the Redux edition stuff as well. I don't know. I love this Terminator scene here and this dinosaur. Yeah. All right, back to. All right, the Pterosaur. This is obviously full wings, but not separate wings. Sure. Anyway, let's move on. How much more do we have for characters? Oh yeah, got to look at that. There are also mutant prehistoric animals. Where do they start? There's your T-Rex right there, if you care. Go ahead and pick one. There's one that everybody, or there's two that you can probably think of, and they're both in here. And there's one everybody picks.
Are these like mythical? I don't know, man.
No. These are prehistoric.
Oh, I got nothing. Just go ahead and pick.
Okay, saber-tooth tiger is one everybody picks.
Okay.
By the way, it's saber-tooth tiger, not saber-tooth cat. Screw all your and also the woolly mammoth is the other one, that people think about. So let's look at the saber-tooth tiger. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the giant sloth. Yeah. There you go. Bad art.
Oh, wow.
We're not looking at that.
Conan the tiger. Look at him.
So size level 14, bio 15, you can start getting some stuff. Physical strength 4, physical endurance +2. Okay. And you get claws. So you can get some claws, some teeth. Slashing saber teeth. Again, remember, this is TMNT, not Heroes Unlimited. 3d6. Ouch.
Plus your strength bonus. That's going to be pretty good.
That's right. You add strength bonus to biting. Yep. And advanced spell and night vision. Again, it fits in with the TMNT theme. All right, let's move on here. New skills. Why are these important? Well, you're a time traveler now, or a dimensional traveler. Now, these are for anyone in this game. I'm going to take a little moment to pause my note cards here, and I've had a lot of thought about Palladium skills recently because I'm in multiple Palladium games at the moment. I'm writing my own thing, which is kind of an homage, and I, sometimes like everybody's favorite skill to complain about is mime. It's in Palladium Fantasy. Why would you take the mime skill? It's dumb, but it's not dumb, and here's why. Skills that might not be a skill you take as a player character, but it might be a skill that is important for some social interaction or socio-political concepts for that setting. All right? Yeah, if you only want the shooty shoot and the prowl skill, you can have those. I mean, do you have to have History 20th Century in your TMNT game? No. But you might want that for one where you're time traveling, because 20th century history is different than 17th century history. Especially if you want to get along and understand what's really going on. I mean, look at how Futurama, we're sailors on the moon. They're that whole concept of 1,000 years later, they don't even know what really happened for going to the moon. And it's probably because based on what we know of 1,000 years ago, most of it's probably BS. And I know there's a lot of people out there, myself included, who get everything wrong from what people actually did during their daily lives, how armor works, how weapons were made, things like that are just doesn't matter for a game, doesn't matter for us today, but it would matter for a time traveling character. So you do not have to add these skills to your normal game, to your Palladium Fantasy game, to your Rifts game, to your normal TMNT game, your Heroes Unlimited game, but they are, and you can find more. Well, I want history of Mesoamerica. Well, you don't see that here, but you can easily add that in. And that's the benefit, again, of Palladium being a framework. Stop treating it like an encyclopedia. If you don't want a certain skill that's in a skill list, don't add it to your game. If you want a skill that's in another game, put it in your game and give it a percentage you think makes sense. All right, so let's look at these. Antiquarian, flintworking, you can see it's on the list here. We're not going to read them all. New weapon proficiencies, black powder grenades. Now we're talking stuff that we're talking things. I don't want to say pirates. We're talking old school, like let's see if this doesn't blow up in my hand type stuff. Flintlock rifles, wheel-lock rifles. So it gets a little pedantic about the weaponry here, but back then you kind of needed that. You don't need that. Who cares in your TMNT or your Heroes Unlimited game? Whatever, dude. It's an ancient weapon. You can shoot it. But back then it matters. We're not going to read through all the skills. Antiquarian is the one I'm going to look at because it's the one that people always have the question about. Knowledge of historical and ancient artifacts, including the ability to accurately appraise valuables. Okay, Indiana Jones. Includes a basic understanding of precious stones and metals. All the other ones you can probably figure out. And are we done with this yet? Skill list. That's a skill. Oh, skill programs. Nope, we're not. We got to do skill programs. Heathen Dog knows. You guys, if you watch the After the Bomb video, well, no, After the Bomb's different. After the Bomb actually kind of has OCCs. TMNT and Heroes Unlimited use a skill program system. Go watch our Heroes Unlimited videos about how they're different than, say, OCCs. Well, here you pick skill programs. So what does that mean? You roll your... Well, Heathen Dog rolled 3 time traveler skill programs. Well, how many are there? There's one. So there's the time traveler skill program. There's the ancient language. There's the historical studies. There's the technical, and that's it. So he gets 3 of these 4. So what is
in Heroes Unlimited, I believe you can take the same program twice if you wanted to.
I thought you could only do that with art, or but I might be wrong. Or domestic skills. Time traveler skill program. The skill program is usually tailored to one of the particular time periods and regions. The 5 skills will reflect that particular period. Okay, so this one definitely I would let somebody take twice.
Yeah, gotta take this. Gotta take this. Yeah.
But I'd let you take it twice for different periods.
Sure.
So this program may be selected repeatedly. Oh, it says it right there. May be selected repeatedly in order to include other time periods. So regional language and dialect, because he's in America and he landed in Michigan, he's speaking Michiganese. History of that period.
What's American? That? And I have regional language. Yeah. Okay, and I speak it in an accent. Yeah.
History of that period. So you're gonna know mostly U.S. history, but definitely you're gonna know your mid Northwest history. Weapon proficiency, black powder. That's funny, by the way.
I don't see that as a thing, but okay.
Well. It depends on what area. I would allow somebody to swap that out with something. And then 2 ancient weapon proficiencies, because you know what? He had to learn how to fight with a sword, because that's common. And I don't know what's another way, and a knife. It's weird because in your society everything's done by lasers, but here they use sharp metal things to go cut.
And the weapon proficiency would probably be handgun or something like that.
Yeah.
Depending on the time period, but yeah, I get it. You have to adjust for your time period, but
yeah. Absolutely. And then you get the ancient language, historical studies. Now you don't know how these skill programs work. Well, if it says you get one, he got 3 skill programs. Well, if he chose the historical studies skill program, he would get any 4 history skills, whether it's from the TMNT book or from the ones that we looked at before based on Century.
And if I were allowed to choose it again, I would get 4 other history skills.
Yes. And if he chose it again, that would count as a second skill program selection. So if you get 3 skill programs total, I know he got 7, but if he gets 3 skill programs total, that would be 3 right there. He'd have 1 for the time traveler, 1 for historical studies, and 1 for the second historical studies. But out of that, he'd have 8 history skills and these 5 skills up here. So let's move on. So that's time traveling. And it says page 31, temporal mutation skill. What? Temporal mutation skills. Yeah, this is a bit of foreshadowing. Temporal physics, because the next video we're going to talk about is going to be on time travel. So he can. What's that? Temporal physics, temporal navigation, time detection equipment. That means you know how to use the stuff, know how to read, evaluate the information from temporal detection. Time machine mechanics, because you don't want to get trapped.
Exactly. The worst ever time traveler is one that lets his machine break down. Dummy.
Yep. And pilot time machine, because you probably want to be able to get to where you're trying to get to.
Sure. Yeah, these are important things.
So, but we're not going to look over those directly, but we'll look at those. And there's going to be cross-dimensional stuff too. I'm not talking as much about the dimensional stuff yet. We'll get to that later. So, all right. Before we get into time travel, go ahead and read any questions, comments, concerns from the audience.
It looks like Chris Preacher Man is watching on Memorex. He has to fast forward to the present.
Oh, okay. He's watching your Traveler stuff?
Yeah, he's a little bit behind.
Okay.
But other than that, everyone was just talking to each other mostly.
Okay. Crafting Gamer seems like he has a question there. Is there a sonic screwdriver somewhere in the equipment? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know.
Oh, that would be
I want to say no because I don't remember seeing one.
But there very well could be. It could be called something else. But obviously a sonic screwdriver. Probably that.
Yeah. So the next video, though, we are going to talk about how do you actually do this time travel and cross-dimensional travel nonsense? How can you incorporate this into your game? And I'm going to tell you, this is one of those areas that becomes sensitive. There are a lot of people who think this is amazing and a lot of people who hate it. I will tell you, I'm in the middle. I like it. I understand it. I also don't use it. There we go. So, and we'll spoiler that for next time.